Hello and welcome to all of our lovely ACSLPA members. This video will cover a brief walkthrough of the 2023 renewal process. All 2022 practice permits will expire on December 31st, 2022. Renewal of your 2022 practice permit must be done before December 31st this year and is now open to be completed. From October 3rd through to the end of the day on December 1st, 2022, the general registration renewal fee is $650. The non-practicing registration renewal fee is $175. Honorary registration remains free this year, but please be aware that at next year's renewal, a $50 fee for honorary registration will be implemented. After December 1st, an extra $100 administration fee will be charged for general registration. If you haven't completed your renewal by December 31st this year, your permit will be canceled and your membership will be archived. If you wish to continue practicing in Alberta anytime during 2023, you will have to pay an additional $220 reinstatement fee. Your registration renewal will not be considered complete until all required information has been received, including payment. To get started, you can follow the link from our website to log into the member portal. We recommend using Chrome, Firefox, Edge, or Safari to access the member portal. Internet Explorer is becoming less common to find on computers these days, but if it is on yours and you're still using it, please be aware that the member portal is not compatible. Log into the member portal with your password and the full email address you have on file with us at ACSLPA. This is also a great time to think about what email you have on file with us and if you have been receiving communications from us there. As online security protocols have been changing, our emails are sometimes ending up in spam folders or may bounce back from inboxes entirely. We almost always send at least one email each month to our membership, so if it's been a few and you haven't heard from us, take a look at your spam folder and your email security settings. Once logged in, under the option to choose your renewal type, you want to select which category you'll be renewing into this year. If you want to practice in Alberta in 2023, you'll need to be in the general category. Now, as always with these videos, this is an example account that I've made up in our test system. So although we do actually have a member 5832, this isn't that member's profile. While in the member portal, remember to navigate using the chevron in the upper left-hand corner. If you try to use the back button on your browser, it will exit you from whatever process you're currently in. Keep in mind that our system can be slow at times. You'll want to use the Save for Later button at the bottom of each page frequently and be aware that the system will log you out after 20 minutes of inactivity. If you want to be extra cautious, you may wish to copy text into a Word document, a Google Docs page, or any other text program to ensure that you don't lose any of your work. The first step of renewal is the profile update, and the first step of the profile update is to take a look at your jurisprudence exam requirements. The exam is due every 5 years for our members, and this box here will alert you to whether or not you need to complete it this year. Our example member here does not have to complete it, and so they have this line here that says you have met your jurisprudence exam requirement. If you do still need to complete your jurisprudence exam this year, it will look like this. If you are due this year and you haven't started the exam yet, you can click here to leave the renewal form and complete the exam, making sure that you return to complete your renewal eventually. If you have already worked on the exam in part, you won't be able to follow the link, so you'll want to return to the member portal dashboard using this home button and then complete the exam under the My Exam category. This is also a really great example of what your homepage will look like if you back out of the renewal process at any time. For instance, if you need to save and come back later, it will show you your process of working through your renewal submission, and you can re-enter the submission by using the Update button. If you don't want to leave the renewal process to finish your jurisprudence exam right away, you can click on the acknowledgement box here to attest that you will return to complete your exam by December 31st. A text box will appear for you when you click that box for you to enter your plan to complete the exam by then. Then you want to fill out any updates to your personal information. This section requesting you to report your middle name is new this year, and though our member already has their middle name filled out, if you do select yes, you can just add your middle name in the box here. In order for you to add your middle name to your file, we don't require any extra documentation from you, and you don't need to use this request a change to your legal name option. Of course, you can use this if you do want to request a change to your legal name, such as a last name change due to marriage, but we will require documentation from you for that kind of profile update. You'll notice that the email box here is grayed out. You won't be able to change your email address during the profile update in your renewal, but after you complete renewal, you can always come back to your profile and do an update then. You then have the option to update any spoken written languages and add any registrations you might hold in other Canadian jurisdictions. You'll want to ensure that your restricted activities have the right selection on them, and then you can update your 2022 employment status. The first thing you'll have to do is select an option from the drop-down menu here. This is your overall status throughout all of 2022, so if you worked at all and you're going to enter any practice hours, you'll want to select regular employment in the profession. Next is the option of whether or not you want to be displayed in our Find an Audiologist or SLP directory. This directory is available on our website, and it's where we direct all members of the public when they contact us looking for a practitioner. It allows clients to search for particular services by geographic location, language, and other factors. If you select yes, it will open an extra menu, and you can specify exactly what you want to be displayed in this directory. Then there's a section to allow you to add employment records. This works with a drop-down menu that searches our system. Please be patient with it, as it can sometimes take some time to bring up specific organizations. If you are self-employed, you'll want to search private practice as the organization type and then fill out all the specifics. If you don't happen to be able to see your organization showing up in this list, you'll want to enter the name, location, and phone number in this box here. This information will come to us in the office so we can add the organization into our system. When filling out your practice hours, you'll want to estimate the rest of the hours you will practice until the end of 2022. Then you'll want to fill out your professional liability insurance information. We don't require members to provide documentation of their PLI, so please ensure that the information you list here is accurate and up to date. Many policies renew from year to year, and the certificate number may change with this renewal. Many of our members have their PLI through Speech and Audiology Canada. The insurer for which I've selected here is BMS. If this is the case, you'll want to make sure that you enter the certificate number, not the policy number. The certificate number will be in the form SAC and then a series of numbers. Please make sure that you don't enter the 9-digit policy number, as it's the same for every member. Also ensure that you're not entering PLI coverage that is provided by your employer. Our practicing members must maintain their own separate insurance. Then you will see your current qualification hours for the previous 4 registration years below. This is a new sample account that I've just created, so our member does not have hours for the previous 4 years. And you will also notice that 2022 is not listed here. The hours for 2022 are the ones that you just entered and will be listed below. With the exception of new graduates, all of our members must have a minimum of 1,250 practice hours in the previous 5 years. If you do not meet this minimum, your renewal will be sent to office staff upon your submission, and we will be in contact with you to give further direction. Finally, we'll collect some information about your volunteer participation, and then you can hit the Save for Later button. It will give you a notification that your update has been saved and that your renewal is still incomplete and not submitted yet. We can go back in and then use the next button to move on to the continuing competence form. If you have been with ACSLPA for any number of years, the continuing competence program will not be a new aspect of renewal to you. However, this year we've released a new CCP program. It will look different than the previous programs you have filled out. It will not include goals, and it won't include an external feedback dialogue with a peer, though it does still include a peer dialogue reflection. Such is the case with the peer dialogue, some of the language you encounter during the CCP will be the same, but the process will be different from previous years. I won't be going through the CCP submission in detail during this video. We have 2 videos which cover the submission process and details about the content of the submission. These videos are linked in the description and will also be linked at the end of the video, so you can go to them directly after finishing this one. If you have further questions, you can always visit the CCP page on our website, which is linked from a main page. As I mentioned at the start of the video, you will need to have details on 2 continuing education activities and a peer conversation in mind to complete the CCP. Once you've worked through all 3 sections, the continuing education report, the peer dialogue reflection, and the risks and support profile, and to press the Save for Later button, you can select Next to move on to the final stage of your renewal. If at any point during your renewal submission you click Next, and something is missing from your form, you will get this error message that will show up, and the area where you are missing a submission will be highlighted in red. Any part of your renewal submission that is flagged with a red asterisk is something that is mandatory to complete. So I've just quickly gone through and filled out the CCP submission for our test member now, Again, if you have more questions about it, we've got some great YouTube videos and you can visit our website for more information. And a final reminder that you don't have to complete any goals or follow up on any goals that you may have written last year. So we'll select the next button now. Alinity will notify us that our continuing competence plan has been updated. And we'll be on to the final step, which is renewal. This page contains conduct declarations. Make sure you read them carefully and fill them out in turn. Once you're finished and you've ensured that all information you've entered is accurate, you can press the Submit button. Here, our renewal has been submitted, and it's taken us to the invoice page to pay. At this point, you can select Pay, fill out your credit card information, and then hit Pay again. Or you can choose the Split option. As this pop-up box here notes, splitting your payment still requires the full amount to be paid prior to your final approval of your renewal, so you'll want to make sure that it's done by the renewal deadline. If you do split your payment, the rest of it will be available to pay later on from the main page of your member portal under the invoice section. If you wish to pay by another method other than credit card, contact the ACSLPA office. Now that you have renewed for 2023, you have a couple of extra options. If you're on the General Register, you can print or save a copy of your practice permit from your member portal dashboard. Both your current practice permit and a second box with your future practice permit will show up here. There will also be an option to download a receipt for tax purposes. Once you've completed your renewal submission and paid the invoice, you will receive an email confirmation to let you know that everything has been finished. Since we've introduced a new continuing competence program this year, we're looking for feedback to help us polish and improve the process. If you have a few minutes, we would really appreciate it if you filled out this survey. A link will be available in the confirmation email you receive upon completing your renewal submission. Back on the ACSLPA website, you can order a display style certificate, which you can access either from the renewal registration page, under Information and FAQs, or by navigating through Members, Member Information and Forms, and 2023 Practice Permit Certificate. Please visit our other videos for assistance with the new CCP program, visit our website for resources on renewal and CCP, or call or email the office with any questions you may have. We're open 8:30 a.m. through 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this and visit us on Facebook and Instagram at axlpa.ca or by using the links in the description below. Thanks for watching.